At this time, it's my great pleasure to introduce the Commodore of the Queen Mary. Commodore.
Thank you so much, everyone. And may I say welcome to the Queen Mary. And on behalf of our Managing Director, Steve Kaloka, the City of Long Beach, who owns this magnificent ship, and all 397 of our faithful crew that serve this ship so beautifully. And I want to point out there are many of the employees and crew members in this room that have been with the Queen Mary 30 years and longer. So it really is our pleasure to provide hospitality and service to each of you. And we cannot thank you enough for joining us today. What do you think of my beautiful dining room? It's beautiful, isn't it? This is the grand salon of the Queen Mary. And it was actually the first class dining room when the Queen Mary was sailing. And you might be sitting where Clark Gable sat, or Audrey Hepburn, or Elizabeth Taylor, or Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, or Cary Grant, or Rock Hudson. The list goes on and on. Even President Kennedy and Eisenhower sailed in the Queen Mary. So let's talk about this beautiful room before I start talking about other things. You know, there's 56 different species of rare wood veneers used as paneling in this ship. And in this room in particular, the wood is from Brazil. It's called Peroba wood. And the art in the ship, I mean, this is a veritable floating Art Deco streamlined modern museum. I always like to point out the map in the forward end of the room, the map of the North Atlantic. And you see the two little ships that are illuminated? They would keep pace with the Queen Mary and Queen Elizabeth's progress across the North Atlantic Ocean. It was kind of like a little thing on the back of the airplane seat that we watch when we're flying anywhere today. And if you look at these beautiful lighting fixtures up here, those are the four elements: earth, wind, fire, and water. The bird paintings over here, that's birds of the old world, birds that are indigenous to Great Britain. Over here we have birds of the New World, birds that are native to North America. And if you look at the wood carvings going around the dome, that's the history of shipbuilding. And the Queen Mary's in this one panel right over here, second from the front. And behind me, the big beautiful mural is called Mary England. But you see these bronze doors, right? Those doors in each motif have a different story about seafaring and Greek mythology. And the father and son team that did these doors are also famous for doing the doors at Buckingham Palace. That's the caliber of artist that was used to decorate this beautiful ship. Now, you know the Queen Mary was not only an ocean liner carrying the rich and famous, but she was also a war veteran. During World War II, this ship carried 810,730 military personnel in the pursuit of freedom and peace. Are there any military in here? Thank you for your service. And before I finish up here today, and let you get back to the business of eating good food and drinking mimosas. I can't have one, I'm jealous. But I'd like to recognize at my table today a noted maritime historian, Don Lynch, and we would like to also recognize the Titanic Book Club, who is put together by Jill Carlier. And I want to point out today is the 112th anniversary of the sinking of the RMS Titanic. And it even falls on the very same day. It was Sunday, April the 14th, 1912, that the RMS Titanic at 11:40 in the evening struck the iceberg, and that would change the way people looked at shipping And I don't think the world would ever feel as secure as it did before that night. So, as we enjoy life and this magnificent Queen Mary, let us also be mindful of the 1,500 souls that perished in the Titanic. Now, I always like to end on a really upbeat note, so let's do 3 cheers for this beautiful ship and these magnificent voyagers through time in this room. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Thank you very much, everyone.